This is my friend Jamie. This is Jamie's 97% self-driving Tesla. It's about to cream into that car there. So we took a drive over here, and he never touched the steering wheel. And he's not going to be touching the steering wheel.
Unless he has to. There's no guarantees, but it doesn't make particularly dangerous moves. It just sometimes makes dumb moves. Okay, now this will be interesting. These got a little challenge here. They may pull into the center lane and try to get over if we get some patience. After this car, I'm guessing it's going to do that. Oh no, actually it's got clearance. Well, no, let's see what it does.
Yeah, because this traffic, we often will, when it gets this backed up, we'll just turn right.
Let's just see for fun what this does. Maybe I hit the pause button. I'm guessing it's going to get impatient and go in the center turn lane after it can get through here. Look at this. No, I thought about it.
Thought better of it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm guessing it's going to, yeah, here we go. Here's it.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Bus.
Yeah, school bus back there blocked all the traffic, so let us out. So we never get to figure out what's going to happen.
In situations like that in the past, you usually will get into the center turn lane and then try to get into the right lane.
So you just put my address, going back to our house,
Correct.
into the map.
Yeah.
This, by the way, is the Pixel 10 Pro XL.
Oh, nice.
Finally matched your
Yes.
modern technology.
I love it. Good. As much as we use phones, I'm glad to hear that. Here we go. I picked this inside lane instead of the other lane because of its next turn.
That's going to take us up on the highway.
No, it's going to go straight. Oh, well then it should have been the other lane. That's interesting.
So this is going to take us on the highway.
It is not.
Now, it did make one navigation error on our way over, which I was not recording for. It wanted
See,
to,
I was getting over for that truck.
it wanted to turn up on the highway, which would have taken us the wrong way from where we were going.
Yeah, I wonder how it would have gotten to the restaurant if we let it do that.
I mean, there are other ways to do it, but it would take a long way out of the way.
Yeah. And it brakes just like a human, gently when it can, which is most of the time, because it generally doesn't. It does actually tailgate a little bit. They're hopefully going to adjust that in the next software. This is supposed to get a really major software release upgrade before the end of the year that will really take care of a bunch of minor stuff. One of those minor things is tailgating. It doesn't like aggressively tailgate, but what it does do is it'll follow a car close enough that even if that car locks up its brakes at 70 miles an hour, this car will successful not hit that car,
but the
but
guy
God
behind
help you. Yeah, it's just asking for trouble behind you.
Now, in my car, which is just, you know, the small driver assist features, I can tell it 100, 200, or 300 feet for the gap.
You can't set the gap on this yet. So, unfortunately. But it's not that big of a deal. But I did have it have to do an aggressive stop once. And we didn't come close to hitting the car in front of us. But fortunately, there was no traffic behind me. Or it could have been ugly. And even though it would not have been my fault, that's not much consolation when someone slams into you.
So you don't ever have to touch the steering wheel, but you do have to, with looking at your eyes,
Yes, there's a camera right there that's looking at my pupils. And if I look down here, I'll show you. I'll do a demo. So now I'm looking at the screen down here. And now it's saying,
Well, I'm
please-
looking at the traffic.
Yeah, see, now it's flashing blue, meaning look out the window. Oh, wait. I'll demo that again. Well, now it won't do it when we're at a light. It does allow you to look at your phone at a light, at a red light. I think these graphics are supposed to get a lot better with the next upgrade. Yes, it's radar. No, it's not.
It's interesting. It did a smooth lane change. It did like jerk over.
Yeah,
Because I've heard some cars will, you turn the turn signal on to change lanes, and it will zoom over if it thinks it's clear because it's been watching.
Yeah, well, it learned to drive from humans. From an AI neural network wrote this program, so it drives like humans. Good humans. They did teach it bad driving too, but identify it as such. But,
I mean, I've heard people say it drives like Elon Musk, which is not very good.
no, it drives. Well, he must be a good driver because it's doing, for the most part, does really well. And like back there, someone let us in, and it's really good about not hesitating. I mean, it takes advantage of opportunities. It doesn't sit around and make absolutely sure that car's going to let us in if we can fit in. It'll do that.
So if it sees, like if that guy up there on our left, that black car wanted to merge in and turn his turn signal on, would it let him?
That is a good question. I don't think it's that smart yet. It does do things like it'll move over a lane on the highway to let people on on-ramps merge in. It will do that. Most of the time it will move over a lane if there's an abandoned car on the shoulder, and then get back into the lane it was in.
You said it doesn't recognize right turn on red or no turn on red signs.
Not yet.
It would do that.
And once it does, it's then going to have to figure out the ones that say, from noon to 5 p.m. or whatever, because some even go that far.
It doesn't get school zone signs.
Not yet. No, that's up to the driver.
And we don't know what it does when it comes to an oncoming school bus that is stopped with its sign out.
Yeah, there's some driving scenarios where you're expected to disengage the system and take over and then re-engage it when you're back to conditions that it can handle. I don't know about school buses yet. I have not come upon one.
And that disengage you got once when you got into heavy rain.
Yeah, this is a totally optical system with 7 cameras pointed all around the car. So but usually if the system disengages, it's almost too dangerous for a human to drive. I had to really slow down, but it handles some really heavy duty rain. And then once the heaviest downpour even lightened up a little bit, it said, okay, I can handle it again if you want to give me control back. So I did, and it did fine. So even under really rainy conditions, it does do a really good job.
And
like I say, if it's too much for the system, it's pretty much kind of getting too much for a human too.
What model is this?
This is a 2026 Model Y. However, what we're experiencing now is available across all the Teslas, except what's happening is, as the years go by, they upgrade the hardware. So I have the current hardware 4. And with this new upgrade I was talking about, that's going to be almost full self-driving, at least so they say. Some older Teslas won't be able to upgrade to it because it's just too much for what hardware they have. I mean, this hardware isn't even all that impressive, really. It's only 16 gigabytes of RAM, which these days is a joke. I mean, phones have that. So, hardware 5, which probably won't come out until the end of 2027 or 2028, they'll probably be a major step up, because it's just, it's advancing and not costing all that much to really get some horsepower these days. So I imagine they'll really jack it up so that hardware 5 will last a few years.
You bought the highest level of self-driving?
There's only one level. It's just that they won't. Hardware 3, which is like I think 2022 on back, those vehicles. This is the last version that we're experiencing right now. That's the last version that will be available for that car without a hardware upgrade. I'm not sure whether you can do a hardware upgrade. If Tesla's smart, they'll say sell your car and buy a new one. So I'm not sure if you can do a hardware upgrade or not.
So here we're going to get to a spot where traffic is always having to let in someone.
This will be interesting.
With the big backup that we're in, because there's always this backup and always these cars needing to turn right into it. Yeah, and since we're rolling,
yeah,
it didn't give anybody a chance, but normally someone just rolling wouldn't.
I was traveling on during rush hour on a street in Raleigh that had a bunch of neighborhood accesses, and I was in the right lane, and there was a car trying to get out, and it stopped. And even though it could have blocked that car from getting out, it did stop before that street. And once that car pulled, so it let that car in, but it didn't then drive forward, thus blocking the street again. It stayed at the edge of that street so that other drivers could get in and out of that street while we waited. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, so here's somebody wants to turn,
and it's letting
through it.
So yeah, that was interesting. I mean, normally it gets a little closer to a car in a queue like this, but if it sees a street, I think it recognizes that, and it'll leave room for traffic while we wait to go. And you know, the neat thing about technology like this is it only gets better, and Tesla's striving for full or autonomous driving level 4, which is full self-driving. I mean, you can take a nap and the car will drive you wherever you want to go. Right now, this is only level 2, believe it or not, as amazing as it is. And as is because it needs supervision, so it won't get up to level 3 until I'm sorry, I don't remember the difference between 3 and 4. I know the Waymos. Oh, I know. Waymos, like in San Francisco and Austin, those are fully autonomous. I mean, you order a Waymo in your Waymo app, and instead of an Uber driver showing up, a car without a driver in it shows up. But that's only level 3 because it's restricted to geofencing. I mean, it has to like really know the area, have the streets all mapped out for it. It's got a ton of cameras and LiDAR, and so what this will do, there's the bike display. That's why that one's level 3. So even though it's driverless, it's still not level. Level 4 is you can take the car anywhere in the country, any road, and say, take me here, I'm going to take a nap, and it'll do it.
So unfortunately, I didn't have the camera, my phone camera, as we passed a guy on a bike. But this is a fairly narrow road. He was way over in the right, but it didn't give him any elbow room. It passed him close.
Was it pretty close? Ooh,
yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if it was because of traffic in the opposite direction.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have had any place to move over.
Oh, I see.
If it had been me, I probably would have still passed him, but I would have slowed way down. Yeah, there goes the bike.
Well, he's not wearing a helmet, so it probably figures that he'll die some other way soon anyway. I'm kidding. You can edit that out.
Will not be editing.
Oh, man. I was kidding.
You just lost your job. Oh, yeah, fortunately, right. You don't have a job.
Well, I do.
Yeah, sort of. We mentioned your last name, Jamie Smith.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, this is nice because it shows you the blind spot whenever you make a turn. And I'll do that even if I'm driving manually. It'll pop up that side of this, the right or left side of the car, so I can clearly see whether I'm about to hit someone or pull into an occupied lane. see here, it recognizes that we're in a queue, and before it needs to take its next left turn, which is 7/10 of a mile, it knows it has lots of room to get over.
It thinks it does, but it's going to be... Okay, there's another bike. Let's see what it does with that.
It'll probably get over before then. Because see, it recognizes that this lane is ended by that sign. I'm not sure if it's the sign or the arrows on the pavement that it's looking at.
It's barely a bicycle. It's really a little motorized...
And let me slip in a little PSA here. Folks, always wear a helmet, whether you have a motorized bike or not, but especially if you have a mini motorcycle like that. That's insane. It's just asking for it.
We're in South Carolina. You don't need one.
Oh, that's right. Oh, hey, look, check this out. Show the light. So it does do what most humans do. It will run a yellow. It won't enter the intersection with it red, but if it can sneak into the intersection with it still yellow, it'll generally do that, which is what I usually do. It drives a lot like me, even though it's not learning a thing from me. And that's the other thing you'll see on some forums going, oh, you're just teaching the car to drive poorly by doing that. No, you're not. And this kind of self-driving, the way they programmed it, it would not work if they fed it bad driving without identifying it as such.
And there's nothing you can do to input.
Right, exactly. That's not how the program works anyway.
So I was asking about making minor changes like turn right here and recalculate your route. It won't do that at this time.
In order to do that, you need to disengage and go to manual driving, and then once you're on the route you want, then it'll switch over that route, and then you can re-engage the self-driving. Now here's interesting. We have a flagman. Or, yeah, I don't think that's going to affect us because we're not on that side of the street. But this car is, the self-driving is especially nice. For one thing, it makes short little trips to the grocery store a lot more fun than driving. But the other, where it really shines is when you're on long trips, because you arrive at the end of a day of it driving you feeling like a passenger instead of a driver. Just, you don't have that.
Some people will arrive at the end of the trip clutching their pearls and their knuckles white.
I've had many people enter this car very, they're just not positive they're going to like this. And then some were even afraid of it. And I swear after, let's say 2 minutes max, usually after a minute, they trust it really quickly. They see that it's good enough to do what it's designed to do, which is to self-drive as long as the driver is watching so the driver can intervene. This will not, on a two-lane road, non-divided highway, two-lane road with traffic in each direction, it's not going to pull into an opposite lane and get you an head-on. It just, there's hundreds of thousands of hours of this being tested by Tesla drivers all over the world.
Will it pass a slower car?
It will. Oh, good question. With that, I don't know. It will pass a stop car. So it'll cross a double yellow line if it's safe to get around a stop car. I don't know about...
Well, you wouldn't do a normal pass in a double yellow, but...
Right. No, but if it's a legal pass, I'm not sure. I haven't run across that situation yet, so I don't know.
Tell it to take you up NC 49. You'll have that chance.
Oh, really?
Today. Okay, this is our biggest downhill. Does it downshift or put on brakes?
It has regenerative braking, so when
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, when the motors aren't being used as motors, they're being used as generators, and they offer a lot of resistance and a lot of braking when they're being used as generators. Now, if that woman would have crossed sooner, it would have slowed down, and it does, hear the beep when it sees them.
Jamie will have one little treat for us as we get out.
Oh. I can do it before you get out.
Jamie Smith, that is. We don't know who he really is. Jamie also does not celebrate that what's-his-name got killed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
it's going to park itself.
Doesn't really park. It pulls up in front of it. It's blocking the driveway,
Okay.
so I'd hardly call this
Yeah,
parking.
couldn't park here as a...
But the feature that Gary's been really anxious to show you is... I have heard, I'm not sure, but I've heard that Ford, GM, and all the other major car manufacturers are going to follow suit and have their own. It's called an EWC module. It stands for electronic whoopee cushion. And it's very sophisticated. You can pick the various farts you want. There's a little short squeaker, one cheek sneak you could call it. That's a boring fart. Here's a neuro sting. Here's ludicrous.
We can do that.
And then Falcon Heavy. Then a short ripper. And then I don't know what this is. Apparently it's not a fart. Oh, okay, it sounds like one to me, but Elon designs these things, so anyway.
Okay,
well,
let's see if I can figure out how to get out. There's the button.
Let me show you while we're here how to get in. And this is good for all people getting into a Tesla. A lot of people still...
Yeah, because it was difficult. Here's the car.
What's this?
Wait a
They
minute.
do
What
this
did you
for
do? Oh, okay.
You do that for aerodynamic reasons. That's why everything's so trim like that. Those wheels don't look fancy, and they're not. If you want the fancy wheels, you lose 20 miles of range per battery charge, and who wants that? So, anyway. Oh, the headlights are really cool. I wasn't able to obviously demonstrate that. Excuse
Yes.
the car, please. The headlights are down here. That's just an LED strip. They're down here, and they're called matrix headlights. And if you're in a situation where you'd normally use brights, the brights come on even with traffic. They literally, there's like 15 zones, and it'll track cars that are coming at you so the brights aren't shining in your eyes. And then for cars that are in front of you, it'll keep the brights off the rear view mirror. I've never had a driver flash their brights at me, so it's an amazing system. So you get, it's like you have your brights on, and when it first did that, I didn't realize that I even had that feature. I'm like, how do you turn these brights off, man? These brights are shining at all these oncoming cars and the cars in front of me. And so then I RTF, read the manual, and found out how they work. It's pretty amazing. Anyway.
We'll give Jamie a hug and we'll watch him drive
Goodbye,
away.
G. This guy's the best.
No, this guy's the best.
Thanks. I'm so glad we were able to make up for yesterday's loss of lunch.
Yes.
Oh, I flew something bigger than that, by the way, just yesterday.
On the ground in a trainer. You probably can't hear him on the audio because the airplane's going over. Yesterday he was down in Atlanta flying a trainer, flying a simulator. And now the car will drive away all by itself. We'll go down to our end of street little roundabout, which goes nowhere but come back here. A two-hand wave.